Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a new collection coming from ColourPop. This is the So Very Lovely collection, and it's launching on Thursday, May 20th. Typically, their new collections drop at 10 a.m. Pacific time, so if you're not sure what time zone you're in, just Google 10 a.m. Pacific time, and you should be able to figure out where your time zone falls. My affiliate code should work for this collection. The code is just Amanda. You'll get 10% off. That is an affiliate code, so I do earn a commission. Thank you if you do decide to use it because it does help this channel out a little bit. But if not, no pressure. I'm not sure if this collection will be at Ulta. Everybody says if it has the little scanny UPC codes, then it's going to be at Ulta. But then the Barbie collection had those, and then that wasn't at Ulta. So genuinely, I have no idea. And I also don't know if this is vegan or not. As you'll see, none of the ingredients are listed on the packaging for this one. And it is marked as cruelty-free, but not marked as vegan. So I'm not sure which, if any, products are vegan, if any of these contain carmine or beeswax or any of those sort of red flag non-vegan ingredients. As soon as I find out more information, I will update the description box for you. Now, there's quite a few things we want to get through today. I'm doing swatches, close-ups, demos, lip swatches, comparisons, all the fun stuff. So let's start with the Super Shock Cheeks. We have 3 Super Shock blushes in this collection. They will be priced at $8 a piece, and they have special packaging on the outer box as well as on the little pot itself. It's the same size and shape as the other regular Super Shock Cheeks, but this one is a slightly different color. It's kind of hard to tell unless you really see them side by side, so I wanted to show you. The permanent standard collections have the white packaging. This has sort of a creamy pink tinted packaging with the gold lettering, but you do kind of need to see them side by side to really be able to tell. There are 3 different shades here. The first one we're looking at is Chiffon. This is a pearlized finish. Next we have Georgette. This is the only satin finish cheek product in this collection. The other 2 are pearlized finish. This is a really, really bright, beautiful, bold coral shade. Not one that I typically go for, but you will get to see me demonstrate this one later on in the video. Lastly, we have Voile, and this is another pearlized finish. This is a beautiful, deep, pinky bronze type of color. I really, really like this one. I think they did a great job of making interesting and very useful, versatile colors for the Super Shock Cheeks. There was a long period of time where every single cheek product from every single ColourPop collection really, really looked similar. They were all very geared towards lighter skin tones, so I'm happy to see something more interesting and something more useful across a wide range of skin tones. Especially with this Super Shock formula, it is so easy to layer. It's so easy to use no matter what your style is, no matter what your skin type is. I think this is a great direction for them. I'm very, very happy to see these Super Shock Cheeks, and kind of spoiler alert, I guess, for this review, but these are definitely some of my top picks from this entire collection. I just really like these. I'm going to show you a little demo here of me using a couple of these cheek colors because I want to show you not only how they perform, but how easy it is to use these. You can use just a little stippling brush. This is the E4 brush from ColourPop. It's my favorite to use for my Super Shock cheek products, and it picks up quite a lot of product and it just blends it and disperses it so easily and beautifully over the skin. This is just a super quick little application of Georgette, and I'm gonna layer over with the shade Chiffon, which is very much a blush topper type of shade for me. It could easily be a very, very shimmery blush for somebody who was a little bit paler than me, and it could be a great highlighter for somebody who has maybe a little bit deeper skin tone than me, but it's a perfect blush topper. I like having shimmery cheeks, so this is a great combo. Now, a quick little brush application like this will give you a soft, glowy, just a little sheer blush look. If you really want to see how these can perform layered up, I would do a finger application. And again, I'm making this very just sloppy and easy. I just dipped my fingers into each one of these, put a little bit of the blush on my cheeks, and then used the chiffon shade to blend out on my other finger. And then I'm just tapping around the edges with that stippling brush. And I love the way this looks. You could go even more dramatic if you wanted a really, really bold, bright blush look. But I really love the way that these two shades look blended together. And these Super Shock cheeks are just stunning. I love them so much. Now we do have some CREME gel liners. These are eyeliner pencils. They're going to be priced at $7 a piece. There are 3 different shades. As you can see, the outer packaging as well as the pencils themselves have some special packaging. They have that pinky creamy type of color and the special little So Lovely font. These do need to be sharpened with a pencil sharpener. They're very, very easy to sharpen, but they are not twist up. So I just wanted to give you the heads up on that. Now, all 3 of these are a metallic finish. I think that this collection does a very smart job of combining different textures. It seems like this is very fashion design inspired with all of the shade names. So I like the idea that they've played with a lot of different finishes and textures with really, really matte lips. We're going to see we have these really metallic liners. There's a mix of satin and pearlized cheeks. The eyeshadow palette has an even split of mattes and shimmers. So I think they did a really good job of combining different textures and a lot of more staple neutral type of shades, but with really fun, springy, summery pops of color. We'll see that displayed here in the LIPPIE sticks as well. Same sort of special packaging on the LIPPIE sticks that we saw on the CREME gel liners, so the box as well as the product itself. And I'm not sure what the finish is on these. It's not listed on my boxes or on the actual LIPPIE sticks themselves. I don't think that they are the regular matte finish. Maybe I'm just off base here. They're definitely matte. They're not creamy at all. They very much remind me of the Velvet Blur Luxe lipsticks. I don't know if you remember those, but these have just something a little bit different about them. The other matte lippie sticks and matte X lippie sticks that I have in my collection are a lot more opaque. As you can see, these do have a certain softness about them. It's not exactly like they're streaky or anything like that. It's just the texture has that sort of velvet blur type of texture. It's hard to describe. Hopefully I'm doing a good enough job here that you can pick up what I'm putting down. I am going to show you just a handful of comparisons here. When it comes to lip colors, it's like a neutral palette. You really could just do 100 comparisons and not do the exact one that somebody wanted to see. I've recently had to declutter a lot of my lippie sticks just because I've had them for so many years that they weren't performing well anymore and they were just expired. It was time for them to go. So hopefully these are useful, even if we're not finding exact dupes. I think it's nice to see new shades side by side with established colors. I think that can give you just a better idea of what that shade will look like in person when you see it, even if you're not getting an exact dupe. When you compare it to something that you know well and you can decide if this is warmer or cooler or darker or whatever, hopefully these comparisons will still be helpful for you. I'm also going to show you lip swatches. To be completely honest with you, I love LIPPIE sticks, but I don't really love this formula. I don't know if it's just a new matte formula or this is an altogether new kind of velvet blur based type of formula, but I don't really love it. It's a little bit too dry for me personally. I don't think that it looks super smooth and super even on the lips, but I do think that this shade Sweet Stuff is my favorite performance-wise and shade-wise. But overall, the LIPPIE sticks aren't really my favorite in this collection. I would much rather go for the Super Shock Cheeks than the LIPPIE sticks, but that's just me. I'm sure that these are perfect for somebody out there. It's just that somebody is not me. Now, let's talk about the palette. This is the So Very Lovely Pressed Powder palette. It will be priced at $18 US. I love the packaging here. It is very, very lovely. Yes, I've been waiting this whole video to say that. You can see the shade names are listed on the back of the outer carton packaging here. And no ingredients. I'm so sorry. I don't know if this is vegan or not. The palette itself has the exact same artwork, and the back of the palette is pretty much exactly the same as well. I do want to point out that there are 3 shades here that have the not intended for use in the eye area warning: Eyelet, Rose Ave, and Topanga Boulevard. Those are all matte shades, so those are likely just due to the pigments in there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my wine collection video and I will explain all about eye safety warnings, what they mean, what you should do, how you can patch test. But today we're just going to talk about this palette. Check that video out for more information. I already know that people are going to say this is boring, that ColourPop is duping themselves, and that is totally fine if that's your opinion. Personally, I really, really like this color scheme. This is the type of thing I am looking for. It's half matte, half shimmer. There's no pressed glitters. There's no mattes with glitter. It's half colorful. It's half neutral. The only thing that I am missing here is some more depth. There are a lot of really light shades. There's a handful of mid-tone shades, and then we just have really one deeper shade. So I do wish that there was a little bit more variety of depth, but overall I think this is really cute. It's really fun. It's interesting. Personally, I like it. I like purple, I like yellow, I like coral, so I'm happy to see these shades all together here. It definitely has a soft, dreamy, sort of spring to summer type of vibe to it that I really like. Now we're going to move into the comparisons, and as we're looking at these, just keep in mind, even if these palettes are very similar, I know this is a huge complaint for a lot of people, but not everybody has all of these palettes. Several of the ones that I'm doing comparisons with today are completely discontinued or were Ulta exclusive, so they weren't available to everybody worldwide, or they sold out really quickly, they were limited edition. So just because they look similar, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The way I see it, if you already have all of these palettes, then you're a collector, so it doesn't matter if they're the same. And if you're somebody that's really just buying for the shades that you really love and that you really want to wear, then you won't have all of these palettes. So, you know, it's not every single thing is meant for one person to have. It's more like there's something for everyone, not everything for someone. With a company like this that just produces so much volume of releases, it's unreasonable to think that you need to have every single thing they come out with, unless it's literally your job to make YouTube videos where you do 20 swatch comparisons every week. But otherwise, I definitely encourage you to only buy the things that are going to add something to your makeup collection. And maybe that's a really small makeup collection that fits in one bag. Maybe it's a huge makeup collection because that's your thing. That's what makes you happy. Either one is great. Everything in between is great as long as it works for you. But I encourage you to take some time, think about what you love, why you love it, and really purchase the things that are going to add value to your life and make you happy. And if this palette is it, awesome. If it is not, I guarantee you there will be something new for you to consider probably within a matter of days. I know that I did not do nearly as many swatch comparisons as people are going to be requesting. They were already requesting more after I posted my Instagram post, but before this video went up, and I just did the best that I could. I know that there are probably dozens and dozens of other palettes that you want to see this compared to, especially when it comes to something like this that does have a lot of neutrals in it. There are tons of great comparisons. I can't do them all, but hopefully the ones that I showed you were helpful. I think that there are a lot of discontinued ColourPop palettes that this one is really similar to. So if you missed out on those, this could be a great alternative. Personally, I like this So Very Lovely palette a lot more than some of the others that I showed. I prefer the So Very Lovely palette color scheme wise over the Hello Kitty Snow Much Fun and the Truly Madly Deeply palette. I just wasn't really into that one. Maybe the glitters are what put me off, but I think that performance wise, the So Very Lovely palette is a lot better formula than the You Are a Cutie and Sweet Nothings, which were Little Valentine's Ulta palettes from ColourPop. This is just such a better formula. I think you could tell from the swatches, the finger and the brush swatches of this palette, both very, very impressive. I just use a dry brush. I don't use any primer or anything for my swatches, and I was impressed with the consistency, with the opacity. When you look at this shade Macaroon performing on the lids, this is the type of shade that can often be sheer and chalky and come off, just not very impressive on the lids, and I am stunned by how beautiful this looks, by how opaque it is, and even when I was blending other colors with it, even when I was putting the shimmer on top, it did not lose its opacity, it didn't become patchy and chalky. I'm just also a huge fan of purple eyeshadow, so I was definitely loving this eyeshadow look. And overall, I think this whole collection's really cute. My top picks are the Super Shock cheeks and the palette, partly just because I'm not a big eyeliner girl and I'm not a big matte lips girl. So those particular products, while I'm sure that they are fine, they're just not my preferred things to wear. I'm sure there's going to be opinions all over the map on this collection. I know that some people are going to say it's boring, it's been done. Pretty much everything's been done in my opinion, but that's just one girl's opinion. And I bet other people are going to really like this and enjoy this little fresh, springy, textural collection as much as I do. It's, all of those opinions are valid, and of course, not everything is going to be for everyone. It's just going to be up to your preference and what your personal style is, if that fits in with this collection or not. So now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Are you interested? Are you going to be picking anything up? Are you going to wait and see what's next? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I really, really love your face, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!